Normally restricting the Klal Yisrael, and I think because he's Rabbi, a length of time, many days, they were in Kodesh. Rabbeinu relates that Toshua Vativku, Hashem, that they turned around and cried as part of the punishment, and like Shama, the punishment didn't listen to them. The Hezin didn't turn to them at all. This past Friday was the your side on Bobover was in front of Bracha. So we had a special push of him being our Medrash. In particular, in Ocean Version of Tzaddikim, he was a friend on one Sunday morning. This goes back to about some 24 years ago. Sunday morning, he was and he was speaking about the Magefe, the intermarriage, chasnas, the mishte chasnas, Yiddish Bochum, which shikses in Yiddish Meibach, which kotzim, and the whole item here was a Psalmish Olam, Achsidish Olam, Ahimish Olam. With the Song we were looking at very strange. That's not for this Olam. That's somewhere else in some kind of a temple or somewhere, but not here in that particular Olam. There are days that we have that kind of an Olam. But like I say, I'm an Orthodox rabbi with a conservative congregation member of the Reform. There could be there, but not that particular Sunday. So, we finished davening, and we hear a taram, a noise. We turn around, we saw that in our neighboring temple, at that moment, there was a Yiddish Bacher. They made a ceremony there with Yiddish Bacher with the shikse. We had no idea in the world what was. Another time, we had here an Ernst Bacher from Shoyosh, a very serious Bacher. So at Gebet Rabbi asked him for a bracha. Bobover the monk wünschen soll steigen in Teuren Yerushalayim, and Bobover started to leave. He was a little bit of a crude individual, so he runs after him. He says, "Hey!" he said, I want a bracha for a zivuk." He runs after Bobover. Bobover turns around, he goes over, he takes his hand, he says, he did his shidduch about 6 weeks later. This was Bobover. Also, yesterday was Nifter, Yishat Tzidkonius, Shnei Zechron Baruch from Lakewood. His Rebbe and Rishon Kotten was Nifter yesterday. And my mother, Allah Sholem, used the same doctor that she did. A very big internist, James Alexander, Manhattan. So she, before the Chassan got Reb Schneier, so she had some sort of a lung problem. And she was very open and honest and very conscientious about it. She was a college, and she told her Zukunft Rishira Barnes from that, she should go to a shidduch. We should ask the doctor what to do here. So they went to this Alexander. He told all my mother the story. Went to Dr. Alexander. So Dr. Alexander said he examined her, and he said he turned to Barnes and he said, on my shoulders, mine places. He said, you can do the shidduch. Should be a normal, healthy mother and a normal, healthy wife. After she had her 7th child, she visited him from time to time. So he says to her, just a minute. He said, when I told you that you can get married and have children, just exactly how many children do you expect to have? So he said, doctor, I'll tell you the truth. If my body could physically bear 6 million, for every one of those that Hitler took, I would have 6 million children. The Kodesh was destined to say Kodesh Yom and Rab many years. Rashi brings how many was Yom and Rabbim? 19 years they were in Kodesh for 19 years. So the Netziv, we just said in Parshas, it says that Moshe Rabbeinu relates that we Shama, that the Rebbe Shalom, they cried, but Teshuvah Tivku, they pleaded with the Rebbe Shalom that like they should, he was punishing them because they didn't listen. He wanted to make them Muhammad they shouldn't make. So they stood for 19 years. So the Rebbe says that many times we're in the spal, and the still doesn't go exactly the way we want it directed, but it always has benefits. Because here the Gezeir was, the decree was that for 40 years the Klal Yisrael has to wander for 40 years. Yet they had this special excuse. For 19 years they didn't have to wander. They were in one place. So in the Dalton and the Seventzach, it has very special, we don't know exactly what the end result will be. And to illustrate how far this is, a very distraught woman who lost her husband. So she came to Rabbi Levin, and she says to him, Rebbe, she was looking to be comforted. She was sick for a number of years. She said, Rebbe, what happened to all the streams of tears that I spilled? My husband should be well. She said, did they go to waste? So Rabbi Levin turned to her and he said, my dear woman, he said, when it comes time for you to leave this world, and you'll come before the throne of glory, the Kis Yaakov, the Rebbe will show you that he gathered together every single of those tears, and just like gems, they're so precious. And every time there was a decree, a gezeira against the Klal Yisrael, the Rebbe took one of those tears and washed away that gezeira, that decree. And so that, the Pinchas Koritzer adds that there are many times, he says, a person doesn't realize, he doesn't realize that he's in danger. He doesn't realize it. From these tears, these kosher return, these demise, the money takes and wipes away and takes and rescues the person. And Shams Mohar said, he says, tears is from the enthusiasm. Just like when a body works and it works hard, so there's sweat, shveis. So the tears are the shveis, that's the sweat of the neshama. Chanani ben Akash Oimer. Gotcha. HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Zaki says, Yisrael, Speak of Himlam Torah Mitzvah.